Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King Podcast. I'm going to bend your ear about Lego, review those amazing bricks of plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming around the Lego world. I'm your Minifigure host, Matt. Let's build on it. How's everybody doing today? Today we are going to talk about two amazing sets that are sure to adorn your shelf or something else, maybe in an envelope or something like that. But we're going to get into them, and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the deep down, what makes them good, what makes them bad, and what makes them just a Lego set in general. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in straight into these beauties.
All right, now that I have the silliness out of my system, because let's be honest, that's really all it was. It was just, it was just some fun. So it's nice to mess around with some things. But today we are talking about two specific sets, two of them that are very important. And let's go ahead and jump into the first one. These are both postcards, as Lego has them mentioned. And, well, they've done these before. Well, I say before. They've done these recently here this month. They have a New York postcard, the Beijing postcard. We're going to talk about the Paris and the London postcard. And because they're super awesome and amazing, there's a lot of stuff to be able to talk about. And if you are a fan of, micro scale, I don't think these are complete to scale because the Eiffel Tower is definitely not at that height to the hot air balloon, but it's still going to be great nonetheless. So let's go ahead and talk about the first one. The first one that I have here is the London postcard, the 40569. This thing is quite magnificent in itself. Now, the sad thing that I have here is I don't have the specific pieces on the part count for the London postcard, and here's why. If the things that I get from Lego, thank you Lego so much, but the things that I get from them have Danish boxes. Not that the print is Danish, but in the fact that there are no part numbers on the outside. It doesn't tell you how many pieces there are. If there are 1,387 pieces, it doesn't show anything. It tells you nothing. So sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I go to Brickset because Brickset's like ahead of everything. And even in this case, they don't have it. But I will tell you this, the price is still going to remain the same. The price is going to remain at $14.99 USD or €14.99 Euro. The cool thing about this, well, it has a lot of great stuff. And I'm not a part of the London nightlife or the London life in general, so I don't really know a ton. But Big Ben is on here, and they have the big giant, I don't really want to call it a Ferris wheel that has the carriages there, but they do have that on here as well. They have a London bus that got some trees. They have Brickadilly Circus. They have a crown with a minifig head. Those are all stickers, of course. And then the Sounds of Bricks. And then they have a fish as well on a sticker. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be, but they got the lamp, they got plants, they got the waterfront. And then you also have this giant, amazingly 2x6 long tile that has a sticker on it that says London with a funky little hat over the O and a mustache. So it is nice. You also do have the flag up here for it's not England. It's for the United. Is it the United Kingdom? Great Britain, not the United Kingdom. Great Britain. They do have the flag up here on top of Big Ben. The clocks on Big Ben are both stickers, unfortunately, and they read roughly about 5:50, whether it be AM or PM. I don't really know. One of the things that I found really interesting is this. Well, you start with building on plates and connecting them with tiles, believe it or not, but you build the backdrop first, and then you add all the other things to the base below, and then you also kind of attach it, you actually attach it to what is the skyline, in the background. You know, that some light azure colors here. You have some darker tan and light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, all that kind of good stuff. And I'm assuming that has to do with something that buildings look like in the background. I've never been to this region. I don't really know. I can only imagine. But it's really cool. The tower, the Big Ben tower, is really neat. After you build the backdrop and attach the base, which has some translucent tiles on it here for the water. You have Big Ben, two big clocks on here. They're using the new hay piece, that they started with the tractor in city last year, I believe. Anyway, so you do have that. You do have the sticker that is sticking up off the top. It's quite well done. I actually totally goofed here. You do have some golden flowers, pearl gold here. It's not painted. I know. It's not drum lacquered, not painted. They call it drum lacquered. It is painted. Just call it painted. Anyway, so we do have some of those in here. And I actually missed a tile that was supposed to go on top of both of those. I got to the end and I was like, whoa. Why do I have 3 extras? That's not normal. And I went back and I was like, oh, I was in a hurry. Anyway, I do like how they do the Big Ben Tower. I think it looks really nice. Then we move on to what is supposed to be like a cinema or something like that. You kind of have entryways or archways or whatever you want to call it. They use a clip. They use a 1x2 plate that's modified, obviously, that has a clip on the end. And that is what you see down below. I guess it's supposed to be an entrance or decoration or something like that. I do love the way it looks. They use some slope pieces on the sides and then in front there with all those stickers, the Brickadilly Circus and the crown and the minifig head and his heart's coming off of it. You have a fish that's over top of some paper that has some fries with it. I don't think they're called fries over there. Anyway, and then you have the sound of bricks, which, Sound of Music, that kind of whole parody that's going on there. And then the big London plate that is in front, the tile that has the sticker, it's all red. And then it's red background, blue letters that say London, the black top hat, not a top hat, Charlie Chaplin wore it. I don't know what those are called. And then you have the mustache that's going on. Your cloud, your actual Lego piece cloud that is on here actually sticks on back here. They do have, is it 1 or 2? No, it's a 1. It's a 1x2. And you plop that fool on there. You have a nice little brick built bus. I do like it. It's super duper tiny, but it's really cute. I really like the way it's done. And then you have that big, let's just call it a Ferris wheel. Okay, let's just be easy here. The big London Ferris wheel with those awesome carriages, the glass carriages. It looks absolutely amazing. The only thing I didn't like about this part of the build was the fact that it's stickers. I understand why they use stickers, but it just looks ugly. And getting them 100% perfect is almost impossible. There's just no physical way of making it look 100% even, awesome, and amazing. It's just not. This was not my favorite part of the build. It was actually probably my least favorite part of the build. But I understand why they did it, how they did it, and, how it turned out. I get it. Do like the way it looks, but give me some prints. Get rid of the stickers. Give me some prints. I don't know what else you're going to use these large bowed prints on, but you can definitely, or tiles, I'm sorry, that have the stickers on it. But I guarantee you can find a way to use it somehow, without a doubt, because they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 6 plates tall, so 2 bricks. Right? Or no, in this case, it would be 4 bricks, 12 plates. But when you lay it down on tiles, it doesn't look that bad. But then when you stand it up on its top, you're like, oh, what just happened to you? You were pretty, now you're ugly. No. I wish it were Prince. I understand why it's not Prince. I'm okay that it's not Prince. But as a whole, I think it's a pretty cool set. Landmarks I have never been to. Landmarks I hopefully will be at some point in time before I die, before I leave this earth, down in San Marcos, Texas. If you get that reference, then you already know. We'll talk about it in the future. But I do like the way this looks. I think it looks pretty sharp. It's a fun little build. And it's just something that, A, you can put up on a shelf, and B, after that, if you don't want to put it on a shelf, you just tear it apart and you do whatever you want with the pieces. I don't really know. But I do like the way it looks. So let's move on to the other one here.
Bonjour, Monsieur Frog. Comment allez-vous this fine morning?
Well, if you couldn't tell by that, with Mr. Pepe Le Pew, we are going off to France. And this postcard comes from Paris, from Paris. And it's a pretty looking thing. I mean, it's nice. There's a lot more, in my personal opinion, there's a lot more to this postcard than the other one. You have the Eiffel Tower, which is a pretty bizarre little build, and you got to do some things to get things lined up for the legs of the build. They actually use a wheel well here from, like Lego City and stuff like that from the vehicles to kind of give you the archway on the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. At the top, you have the Paris flag here, and that is obviously stickers. All of these are stickers. They are not prints at all. You do have a lovely little bridge here that goes over, I'm assuming, the Thames River. And there is some sort of ship. Is it a cruise ship? I don't think it's a cruise ship. Is it a cargo ship? It could be a cargo ship. Is it another ship? It could be another ship. It could be a ferry. I don't know. But you have a ship that is coming out from underneath the roadway where there are bridges that suspend the roadway. It's pretty neat in the way that it is done. You have a giant sticker here in the front, the 2x6 for Paris as well. It looks really sharp. I actually like this one better than the London one. It looks really nice. You have that kind of really light neon green color with some black. You do have another cloud build here, or not a build, but a cloud piece that they use here. And then you have a brick-built hot air balloon. How cool is that? It's hanging up in the sky right out here. And then you have this other beauty, this other gem from Paris. This beautiful thing, which I'm pretty sure I know what it is called. It's called the Arc de Triomphe. And it has some stickers on the front and on the side of what it is supposed to look like. The stickers are kind of a pain in the butt to line up because of the horizontal lines, but nevertheless, it does look good. There's a flame that is on the inside. Looks really nice. It's a nice brick-built sculpture that you can use here. I just really like the way that it is done, honestly. I thought it was really neat. This actually does not attach in the rear. With some of the other builds, they actually attach in the rear and you just build up off of that. Or like with Big Ben, the entire thing was attached by 2 clips. That way it couldn't move, right? It didn't roll over on you. It didn't know all that kind of weird stuff. Underneath the Eiffel Tower, you've got some vegetation. You got some trees, bush, whatever that you want to call it here. But as a whole, I do like this. The build on the background is kind of the same. You're just changing up tiles and stuff like that compared to the other one and the other ones that you can build in this line. But it's a really neat little thing just to sit up on your desk or up on your shelf or something like that. You want to sit in front of your computer monitor. That's where mine is right now. I absolutely love it here. I love both of them in this position. I have one under one monitor and one under the other. I need to get another one so I can fit under all 3. But the only thing that I thought was kind of a pain in the butt is when you're doing the legs for the Eiffel Tower, you are talking about clips, and then you are talking about modified tiles, like the grill piece, the 1x2 grill piece that they use. So you have a clip that is attached to a bar on a 1x1 modified plate, and it's kind of a pain in the butt because then the grill piece is attached to that, and getting it into perfect position is almost impossible for the legs of the Eiffel Tower. But overall, it does look nice, it does look pretty, and it is a pretty cool thing to have. I will say this, the fact that these things are only about $15, 15 euro is not that bad. I thought it could be way worse. Obviously not way worse, but a few dollars worse. I could expect Lego to be like, oh, these are 20 and people be turned away, right? Honestly, I think the price value is somewhere around $12.99. I don't think there's a whole lot here to really, request that amount of money. Personally, I would love to see a minifig of that region attached to one of these builds, just because at the end of the day, that makes things different. Yes, it's micro scale and you have the build and everything like that, but just even getting a minifig and put it off to the side. It doesn't have to be attached in the scene because it would look like a giant. It would look like an absolute giant. You don't need that. But just having one from Paris, from England, from this, from that, that would be pretty neat. And I don't know how they would do that. I don't really know. Like the New York one, I heart NY. Like that's all you would have to do on the torso. That's it. That's all you would have to do. I heart Paris or, something like that. Something simple. Not anything elaborate like, well, how do they dress in New York? How do they dress in Paris? No. We don't need the time frame. I just need something else to go along with it. That's it. So these are going to be available August 1st. You can get them at lego.com. There's probably going to be the only place you can get them. I doubt you're going to be able to pick them up on any secondhand retailer, but you never know. It is one of those things that is possible, but at the end of the day, do you really think it's going to happen? No, probably not. But they're coming August 1st. Make sure you check them out. If you like this, go ahead and go pick them up when they come out. I'm telling you right now. It's a cool little thing to sit out on your shelf, sit out on your desk, whatever. Maybe you went to Paris or something like that, and you're like, oh, I saw this. I saw both of those things. Perfect. So that's going to wrap up this kind of short episode, right? But until we meet again, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.